Happy hump day, y'all.
Thank you for listening to the That's So Lane podcast. We're so excited you're here today. I'm Casey.
And I'm Molly. And today we are talking all things road trips.
Yay! I love a good road trip.
I think it might just be in our DNA
Oh, for
because
sure.
I think I love a road trip too. So fun. We are just going to chat about road trips and vacations that we had as a kid and vacations as adults now. But first, how are you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Well, I'm just going to fill you in on what's been happening in my life in the last week. It was
Okay.
my birthday.
Yes, it was.
I
39, baby.
39 forever, although I'm really 27 forever. I had a lovely weekend of getting spoiled. I Friday we went golfing. I golfed 18 holes in under 40-degree weather, so like pretty cold.
Nice.
It was fun though. We had to get it in before the golf course closed for the season.
Yeah.
And Saturday was my actual birthday. I slept in. Billy brought me coffee and mimosa right to my bed. I watched trashy TV until he finished making me breakfast. Then Lincoln had a game. Then we went out to dinner that night to my favorite restaurant, and I looked really nice. I
Well, we need
wore
pictures of this outing.
I know I didn't even get any pictures except for like a mirror selfie, and it's not even that good. But I got this dress at Walmart. Seriously, it's from Walmart. It's Sofia Vergara, and I got it like a month ago or something, and I freaking love it. And it was a little overdressed for a birthday dinner at a restaurant slash bar, but I loved it. And my friend gave me this really pretty Kendra Scott necklace, like the Y necklace, and I wore that with it. And yeah, and then Sunday we went to brunch because I love a brunch. I love a mimosa. So we went to
Yes.
brunch on Sunday, and I pretended it was my birthday the whole weekend. I got a Blackstone for my birthday.
Yay! That's what you wanted.
So excited. My list was so practical. I asked for Pyrex dishes. I asked for Hexclad. I asked for a bike basket for the beach on my bike because I don't like having to hold my drink or my purse or whatever while we're riding bikes.
Yeah.
Um, and so I ended up getting the Hex Cloud and the Pyrex dishes myself, but Billy still wrapped it all up for me. So yeah. And
Well,
now I'm
that
using
sounds like the birthday wish list of a 39-year-old.
it, it really was. Oh, I asked for an electric toothbrush too, and I didn't get that. So I guess it's coming from Santa.
Yep, it's gonna be in your stocking. I can feel it.
Yep. But I'm loving the Blackstone. We used it 2 times. I made hibachi, and then last night we made smash burgers, and I love it.
That's awesome. We have really enjoyed ours too. I'm ready to upgrade to the one I think that you got that's got the lid on it because we have to keep ours covered. It doesn't have the lid, and then it gets rusty if any rain gets in there.
Okay.
It's kind of annoying, but we definitely love it. Love it for smash burgers. I've never made hibachi on there. I'm gonna have to give that a try.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. I just used cooked rice and then I threw like carrots and scallions and peas in it, cracked a couple eggs in there. I got the actual, I think it's called lo mein noodles at the store. They're like already cooked in a little bag. They're kind of wet.
Uh huh.
Threw those on there, a bunch of raw cubed chicken, and then some veggies. And I just put everything on there and then put like a ton of soy sauce all over everything. And that was it. You just like move it all around like at the hibachi restaurant. And then
Yeah.
everyone loved it.
Yum.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've done breakfast on it quite a few times too, and it's so nice to do like pancakes, eggs, and bacon all in one place.
I can't wait to do that. I think it's gonna have to wait until after we get home from Thanksgiving trip. But that will be really nice because when I make pancakes, I make like 3 dozen of them for our family. So
Yeah.
we we eat a lot of pancakes. Well, not we. The boys eat a lot of pancakes.
Well, I can't wait to see you in a picture in your fluffy robe standing outside in the snow cooking breakfast on your Blackstone.
It's gonna be amazing. We moved it. It's sitting right outside of our basement door, but it's
Okay.
covered there, so it's under the cover. But we'll have to roll it out a little bit to cook because of the smoke, I guess.
Yeah.
But the light from the living room downstairs shines out, and there's a light down there too. So we cooked. It's so dark so early. I feel like I'm cooking at midnight, and it's only 6 p.m.
Oh, I hate it. Last night we had finished dinner. Well, actually, we didn't really eat dinner last night. I had a little bit of an upset stomach, and Avery did too. And so I was nervous. Maybe there's a bad stomach virus going around here. So I was nervous. Maybe we were coming up down with something, but we both woke up this morning feeling fine. Um,
Well, that's good.
yeah. So,
Except for I'm always one stomach bug away from my goal weight. It's like the one good benefit.
oh my gosh. Well,
Sorry,
yes.
proceed.
No, that's okay. So we didn't really eat dinner last night, but then after I was like sitting on the couch, I'm like, man, I am so tired. I'm ready for bed. And I looked at my clock and it was 5:57.
It's
What?
insane. Yeah, I don't
So
like it.
terrible.
And I feel like where we are next to the timeline, what are the,
Yeah.
the time change lines, whatever. I feel like it's worse here because I was looking at the beach weather next week and it doesn't get dark quite as early there. I guess just where they are. Because we're so close to we could really almost be on central time.
Right, right.
Us both. We're kind of in the same line, right?
Yeah, we're a little bit further east than you are, but yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we definitely get the end of that time zone change. So
Yes.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, but it's been so sunny and beautiful here lately. And I think it's like 50 degrees, and I'm taking a walk outside after this. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Shelby and I are going on a run after this. We're a week in what, 2 days
Two?
from our
No, 1
5K?
day.
Oh,
Today's
one day.
Wednesday.
A week in 1 day. So I did a full 5K by myself on Monday, and I mean I did decent. I definitely didn't break any records or anything, but it was super windy, like super windy.
That's
So
the
I
worst.
was, yeah, half my run I'm running like against the wind. Um so yeah, I was exhausted by the time I got to the mile and a half and turned around. But the run home was great.
Right. It was like twice as fast, too.
So as of right now, it's supposed to be 50 and sunny on Thanksgiving. Of course, the morning's going to be pretty chilly, like 26. But I don't mind running in the cold as long as the sun is out. I'm good to go.
Yes. Oh my word. The last half marathon I ran was here and it was cold. It was like right at 30 or less than, I think it was less than 30. The one before that, it was full on snow. It was so freezing. And that was in North Carolina. It was awful. I don't know if I ever want to run another half again.
Yeah, it's definitely too much for my body anymore.
The
My
training is so good. I love how I feel when I'm training for it.
yeah.
Till I get to like the 10-mile runs. I'm like, this is horrible. And it's such a commitment. Like I'm on the treadmill like 700 days a week.
Right.
It's out of
It
control.
is. It's definitely a commitment. I mean, I remember when I was training for mine, I would do my long runs on Sunday. And I mean, I'd be gone like 2 hours on a Sunday afternoon.
Right. Yeah.
So
And then you definitely have to wash your hair, and that takes forever, which we already discussed in length. My hair is so bad right now. I'm trying to get it to go all the way to Friday morning because I want to wash it before we leave and then not have to wash it like the whole weekend. But I can't wash it today and Friday. It'd be out of control. And I was gonna do it yesterday because I was like, okay, Tuesday, Friday, fine. But I had things I was trying to get done and I didn't have an hour for my hair.
yeah. Yeah.
So it is what it is. We might do the slick back pony look for the next couple days.
I feel like that's how my hair is 90% of the time. So
I never wear my hair up. And like until kind of recently I've tried like the slick low pony, but I have always had like a phobia of actually wearing my hair up. I can't even tell you how stressed I was on my wedding day about my hair all being up.
that's so funny. I never knew this about you.
I mean, this is why we podcast, I guess. But I have a fear that like it's going to be up and then something's going to happen where it falls out and then it's going to look all janky, like all bent.
Yeah.
And I really never ever wear my hair out. I'll put it like in a claw. I like the big claw clips. I'll do that like around the house so they don't really leave lines.
Yeah.
Um, but I did just order a really pretty claw clip from Amazon that's a big bow. Like it's a plastic clip and that has a big bow on each side of it. So it looks like
Cute.
magical.
Cute. Well,
Yeah.
what do you do when you run? How do you pull your hair up?
I put it on top of my head, all of it.
Okay.
When I'm
Okay.
running here, like I do like a high pony that's like a loop bun kind of thing. Like it looks like
Okay.
I look like a mushroom because I can't have any of it on my neck. Like I don't want it to get sweaty, so I put it all up like that. When I run like a race, I keep it in a low pony
Okay.
because the high pony is not going to be cute at the finish line, and it's all about looks. Yeah. Anyway,
Funny.
yeah. Um. Okay. Did you finish telling me about your week yet?
I don't think I ever got started on my week, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's been quite a week here. We've done absolutely nothing really. Um
How
we
exciting!
Yeah, so I have Jared hooked on Southern Charm.
Yay! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We have so much to discuss.
Yeah, so we are almost done with season 1 now. So we usually like I feel like winter sports. I'm kind of regretting not doing winter sports now because we have nothing to do in the evenings, which is nice, but it's also like, okay, I'm just laying in the bed watching TV all night.
It's
Um,
okay. Everything there's a season. You're gonna be insanely busy come spring.
yes, yes, I will. Um, so yeah, we like a couple nights ago we watched an episode of Yellowstone, which we're still working through, and I was like, okay, we need something light after that episode. And
Yeah.
so we moved on to Southern Charm. And then the whole time Jared's watching Southern Charm, he's like, this just can't be real. This just can't be real. I'm like, well, no, this is not real. That's why it's called reality TV.
But it is kind of real.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, it's so funny. So yeah, we've been hooked on that. I think every night we've watched a little bit of that and it's so funny. It's hilarious.
Now
Um
you have to go to Charleston.
I love Charleston. It's been years and years and years and years since I've been there and I don't know why I went there. But yes, we went there for something. I feel like I was there with dad at some point.
Really?
But it's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
You need to go for fun. Like we need to all go together.
Yeah, that would be a blast.
We've been a couple times in the last few years for Billy's work, and it's fun. And we've been to all the places on Southern Charm, all of them.
That's hilarious.
Patricia's house, amazing. It's like fortress. All the restaurants, all the bars. We've done it all. And I met Naomi.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I bought a regular size Christmas tree for the Airbnb yesterday.
I am so proud of you. Wait, I wanted to see a picture of the little tree on the counter.
Oh, I will get you a picture, but currently the little tree is in the attic and I haven't pulled it down yet. So,
Okay. So,
um, I'll have to do that. I'm gonna start Christmas decorating probably this afternoon. I don't do a whole ton before Thanksgiving, but um, I definitely want to do it before the weather gets bad. So I think we talked about this last week, and I still haven't done it since
yeah,
last
we
week.
did. Well, we did all of ours minus the real tree, but because the real tree is not up, there's still all my totes are still in the foyer because like I got to get the ornaments out and the tree skirt for that tree and all the lights, all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's just kind of a big Christmas mess in the foyer at least. All the trees look nice, but I really need to get all of it put away and I would like to do that before we go out of town. We also haven't decided if we're gonna go get a real tree tomorrow night before we leave or not,
Yeah.
because I don't want slim pickings, but I also don't want to have to hire a babysitter for the tree for while we're gone.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Yeah, like because someone has to water it or it'll be dead. But then I'm
That's
like,
true.
no one's watering it on the tree farm. It's propped up right now. It already got chopped and it's propped up somewhere, not getting watered. So
Yeah.
why would it become more dead in a bowl of some water at least?
Well, I mean, they plan on somebody buying them and then putting them in water, so
I guess this is true. But whatever tree we buy won't be in water till we get it.
that's very true. Yep.
Deep thoughts with Christmas trees. It is pretty silly, the whole thing. I don't know. I
Yeah.
did just order all sorts of gadgets for the car to make our road trip easier. Are we getting
Oh,
the road trip content now?
yeah.
Okay. So my car is a little on the older side and she's a good car, and we were supposed to get a new car like 2 years ago when the whole world shut down, and now then you couldn't get a car, and now cars are crazy, and then we decided to wait, and so next year, I think we're gonna car next year.
Yeah.
Anywho, my
And
car
the fact of the matter is there's nothing better than a paid off car.
holler. I have no interest in a car loan ever again, and I am very happy with my car. She's been so good to us.
Yep.
But she is dated in the technology department, and the DVD player doesn't work anymore.
Okay.
And so I got this gadget that connects, it's like HDMI to something or another, so that the kids can stream something from their phone onto the screen, because the screen still works, just the player doesn't work.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that is how we are going to get this road trip done with less complaining.
Okay.
We're going to watch Christmas movies.
That sounds fun.
There's a new Netflix Christmas movie coming out that everyone's excited about. On tomorrow it's coming out.
Okay.
My kids they'll watch like the Hallmark. They love Christmas movies. So
Oh, that's fun.
that's what we're doing for this trip. And we're putting Lincoln in the third row with 2 seats up to try to separate them. And Cooper is going to be driving some.
Oh.
Yes, he officially is a permitted driver tomorrow.
Oh, that's so exciting.
It's exciting and freaking terrifying.
Yes, it opens up a whole new prayer life, that's for sure.
It does, yes. But we already told him the sections that he can drive, because between Ohio and Charlotte is rough.
Yes, very, very rough.
So I'm like, you can drive like from Charlotte to the beach. That's like 2-lane roads.
Oh.
Yes, but I'm very excited for the road trip. I feel like when we were younger, we did a ton of road trips, but they were very purposeful in getting there. There were no stops. There was no collecting your $200. There was nothing. You just get in the
No.
car and you go. My philosophy has changed quite a bit. I love a gas station coffee. I love gas station candy. And so we make a lot of gas station stops just for straight fun. I'm like, if I spend $20 in gas station crap, it provides way more than $20 of enjoyment.
Definitely. Yeah, because it buys you at least an hour and a half.
100%. And the kids can be bribed. So I'll like have the candy and like, okay, especially like Lincoln, the older kids are better in the car now, but Lincoln, I'm like, if you are good until the clock says 7:30, then you get 2 more pieces of this candy. So that's a little strategy that we use with him. But they don't often like to watch the same things. And because this year is a Christmassy time, I'm hoping that helps. We can just do one movie in the car. Everyone can hear it. Woohoo, done.
Yeah. Now, so can you like live stream from your phone, like YouTube TV from your phone?
Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, that opens up a whole new world.
it does. Now there's sections of the drive that there's no signal, so they'll
Right.
have to rely on things they've downloaded. But if like Cooper has a phone, he can download onto there. And Callan's doesn't have a service or anything, but he can download like on the Wi-Fi before we leave. So
Okay.
they'll have some options between them. And then my hope is always that Billy has a podcast he wants to listen to, so I can just like chill and watch movies in the passenger seat.
Passenger princess.
Oh my God. Yes. And I have to bring my snack tray for my Stanley.
Oh, yes.
It's going to be awesome. And Billy won't be able to fit his cup in the cup holder, but it's still going to be awesome.
This sounds like a great trip for Billy.
Bless his heart.
I bet you he's going to be catching up on our podcast, though. He hasn't listened to it in a little while, so I know he wants to get caught up on that.
He doesn't actually listen to it because he has an hour plus drive to work.
Okay.
So he listens to it usually. I bet he's going to listen on the way home today. He usually listens and then he gives me some kind of critique.
Yeah. How we can make it better.
Yeah, which is good. I'll take it. Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
The list is getting shorter.
That's good.
It was like really long in the beginning. And I don't think I've changed anything. I think he's just getting more used to our nonsense.
Oh my gosh.
So vacations when we were younger.
Yeah.
What vacations do you remember?
Well, Vacation wise, I don't know how much I remember actually. The trips that I remember the most were going from our house to Niza's on Sundays.
Yes. Did
Um,
we do that every single week?
every single week, and then we stopped at, what was that restaurant that was halfway? It was like an hour and 20 minutes. We always stopped at,
Waycross. It was in Waycross, Georgia.
yeah. What was it, a Ryan's or a Shoney's, or what was it?
I don't think it was either of those, but it was one of those things like maybe it was Ryan's. They had like those buttery rolls like Golden
Yeah.
Corral.
Yeah.
A Western Sizzler.
Western Sizzler.
Was
I
that
do think it was a Western Sizzler.
we used to go there so much. I can't believe we did it. It was a 3-hour drive.
Yeah.
That the Western Sizzler was the only stop. Don't even think about having to go to the bathroom. And we I remember doing the drive from Alabama down there in Dad's company car. Remember that? We used to do
No.
that. Okay. There's one time in particular, we used to take Dad's company car and we sat in the back, all three of us, Casey, Molly, Whitney. And there was one time that Whitney choked on a chicken nugget and started puking. And you saw her puking and started puking. And
Yes.
I have never been snatched so fast out of a vehicle in all my life. Dad pulled over and Mom just snatched me out onto the side of the highway. Like, don't start you.
I do remember this trip. I do remember this trip.
It's all coming back.
I have the weakest stomach ever. And
Yes.
as a matter of fact, okay, I'm gonna gag just telling you this story.
Gross.
The other night, Jared and the boys were watching Fear Factor, I think,
Oh, I hate that show. It's disgusting.
where they have to like eat. Oh, I don't know. I vomited in the sink.
Casey, that's so disgusting.
It
I
was
don't think
so
the people wanted to
gross.
hear that.
It was so gross. I was just like sitting here and I just looked up at this lady munching on whatever, and I was like,
Were they eating bugs?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't even think about it or I'm going to throw up again.
Okay, please don't. Please don't. That would really ruin this whole episode.
Oh, so gross.
Yes,
But yes, I have a very, very strong gag reflex and I cannot see anyone puke. Even though it's gotten better since I've become a mom.
I mean, it kind of has to.
Yeah, because you have to be there in some capacity when your kids are sick.
This is true. You and
Even if
Billy are
it's handing a
similar.
rag through the door of the bathroom.
Billy cannot help the kids if they have a stomach bug. It's all me. And it doesn't bother me a bit. I've worked long enough in the nursing field to be puked on and pooped on and whatever. It doesn't bother me a single bit. I don't even care.
Yeah.
So
That's why you're the
I
nurse and I'm the real estate agent.
yeah, it's
No
true.
puke.
It's true. Yes, our road trips were like fast and furious. And then once we moved to Pensacola, I think it was still the 3 hours. And that's when we started going every Sunday after church. We would leave to
Yes.
go to Niza's and hang out with her. I think we just literally went for one day and
We
then came
did,
home.
yeah, because Dad was off on Mondays, so we would leave after church on Sunday and spend the afternoon with Granny, and then early Monday morning, and then we would drive home Monday night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good chunk of time we did that.
Yeah. So then also we had our yearly trips to the beach.
Yes, which have continued for our entire family, just not all together.
Right. Yeah.
Those were some of my favorite like childhood memories is going to the beach on 30A with our cousins.
Yeah. I don't know if it was always 30A.
It was generally around like I know they were kind of just like trying to our aunt and uncle from Indiana were trying to figure out where they liked the best.
Yeah.
So they were all along 30A. They were in Pensacola, Pretty Key,
Yeah, always the Gulf
kind of
Coast because it is the
all
best.
along the Gulf. It is the best. It is the best. And then we all started going there with mom and dad and like as siblings as we got married kind of.
Yeah.
And then we totally outgrew the condo. So now we just have to go in chunks.
Yes. Yep.
But that's so fun. I love it there. It feels so I really value places that feel like home because we've moved so much. So like 30A to me feel like that's a place that we've been going for such a long time, to that
Yeah.
beach, that whole area. It definitely feels like home to me,
Yeah.
and I love it.
Yeah.
So that's really fun, really fun. And that was only like an hour and a half drive for us as kids.
Yes. Yeah. Very quick trip.
Yes. Other than those kind of we didn't actually vacation as a family very much.
Well, no, we lived
So
on the beach. So
we live on the beach, so we do like the cousins trip there. We went to our grandparents a lot in Savannah too. We go over there quite a bit. And then we took our big trip to Australia.
yeah, 2 weeks. Yep.
Two it was more than 2 weeks.
I think it was
Was
two
it?
weeks.
I thought it was a month.
Maybe it was 3 weeks. Maybe it was a month. I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but I remember, like, now looking back at it, like, our parents were insane. Josh and Shelby were like 1 and 2 years old,
Yeah. They
one
were
and three,
very young.
and we took a billion-hour flight. And you and me and Whitney had the back row that was up against the bathroom
Yes.
on the way there.
Right in the
And
middle.
right in the middle, it was like the 5 seats, and we were stuck. I think I got up like one time that whole trip.
Yeah, 14 hours. I remember my legs being so numb.
That was before I had back surgery. Otherwise, I would have been deceased back there afterwards. That was really, really rough.
Yeah.
That was so much fun though.
That was a
That trip.
wonderful trip. Yeah, tons of memories there.
And this is like a bonus of being homeschooled, because we went in, I think it was like October, in the middle of
Yes.
the school year, to Australia, and we saw so much. We ate shark sandwiches. Did you
Yes.
eat the shark sandwich?
Yep.
I'm surprised you actually ate that. We ate shark sandwiches. We tried Vegemite. What else did we do there? We went to Hillsong Church.
Yeah, I mean, we went a lot of different places. I mean, I need to go back and look at the actual names of them, but we went where what's that cartoon that was filmed there
I have no idea.
or
Is it
like based on the area?
is it about a kangaroo?
No. Um oh my gosh, it's a Disney movie.
Ah, Savannah.
I want to say Peter Pan, but that's not right.
Are
um
you thinking of the Sherwood
oh
Forest?
yes, yes. Well, yeah, it's
That's in England.
n- then that's not what I'm thinking of. Is it? I don't know.
We went there in England.
Okay,
We
maybe
went to
that is what
Sherwood
I'm
Forest.
thinking of. But I thought we went
Wrong
somewhere too.
country.
Huh?
Wrong country.
I thought we went somewhere too in Australia where a movie was filmed.
Jurassic Park.
I don't remember.
That was in Hawaii.
But yeah, we went to Sydney. We went to a bunch of different little towns that are like known for.
Yeah, we went to Sydney, we went to Melbourne, we went to like the Opera House, and
Yeah.
along the coast or
I
something.
remember driving there because I had just gotten my license
Yes, and
and
why did they let you drive? What in the world?
the wrong side of the road on the wrong side of the car. Um, yes, that was quite an experience.
That was interesting. That was fun though.
Yeah, I remember the hotel that we stayed in Sydney was very interesting.
I don't remember staying in a hotel.
Yeah, it had like tile floors.
Oh,
Yeah, and then we had England. I went to England twice.
you did?
Yeah, I went.
Look at you, bougie.
I went right before I got married with Dad.
Dad did take each of us on a trip with him for work, and
Yes.
that is like amazing. I feel like I might have scratched the surface of this the other day when we were talking about the Doc Martens, the
Oh
matching.
yes, yep.
Yeah, my trip was to Nebraska, Kansas, Missouri, and Iowa. We hit all 4 states, and we had a PT Cruiser rental car, and it was like the peak of life. I thought I was all that and 7 bags of chips. I was the best. It was amazing. It was amazing. And we stayed in a barn somewhere. I don't even remember where. That was a great trip. But Dad took you to England. That's a little bit better than Nebraska.
Yeah, I feel like our trip to England was pretty quick though. It was only a few days, I think.
Oh,
But I do remember that we stayed like right in the middle of everything. Like I don't even think we had a car while we were there. I remember walking forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. But we did quite a bit of sightseeing while we were there.
you stay like in downtown London?
Yes. Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, I remember we walked to Westminster Abbey. We walked all right there. We never actually like left that area.
That's that's awesome. I didn't
Yeah.
even remember that you went there.
Yep. And then I also visited Mexico City, which was
Oh,
quite the opposite.
wait, with dad?
Yeah.
Dad took you to Mexico City and to England, and I got Nebraska.
You're gonna have to take it up with him, and he owes you a trip.
My dad owes me a trip, and it better be a bougie one.
Well, Mexico City was like a missions trip,
Okay, I take it
and I
back.
think I was quite a bit younger too. I was like 12, maybe. I don't know. All I
Oh,
know is that we got wicked sick after drinking some
oh,
iced tea.
oh,
Yeah,
that that was a mistake you made.
it was
Why
definitely a
drink iced
mistake.
tea?
Yeah,
Did Whitney go on a trip?
I'm sure she did.
Okay, I am here to beef with Van. I need to speak with him about these trips. I'm gonna ask him.
But so yeah, my family actually hates road trips. Um which is pretty sad to me.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, the last 3 years we've flown to Destin. Um we flew to Disney last year, or I guess that was earlier this year. Wow, my time is really getting away from me. Yeah. When we were talking about going to the beach house in December/January, um they were like, "Are we gonna fly?" Like, no, it's a 9-hour drive. Why would we fly?
They're suckers. I just love the road trip, and we flew to Destin this year since we're so far away,
Yeah.
and I just don't think I would ever do it again unless the tickets were insanely cheap. I just don't think that it was worth it to me. By the time we got to the airport early, did the flight, did the layover, did the next flight, drove from the airport to the beach house, which was like an hour or something. I thought it was closer, but it was freaking forever. You have to get the rental car. Like, I just think it was a
Mhm.
big old pain in the butt. It was hard to pack. Couldn't bring everything I wanted to bring. I
Yeah.
couldn't have the snacks I wanted, the drinks I wanted. There was no gas station fun. I just, it was a big letdown. The kids loved it.
Well, I think too having a layover is different. So we fly straight from here into there.
That
So
would be a game changer for me,
yeah,
and
and
I
we
think
did have our first bad experience this year. We got stuck in the airport. We didn't leave Columbus. We were supposed to leave at we had a pretty late flight. We were supposed to leave at 10 p.m. and then land at like midnight, which is 11, Florida time. And we ended up not leaving the airport until 3:30 a.m.
which is insane. Who was that flight on?
Allegiant. And
I've never
we've never had issues with them before ever. It was weather. It wasn't their fault. Yeah, it was some really, really terrible weather that kind of rotated through Cincinnati and kept us from being able to leave. So it was, but that's our first ever bad experience. Otherwise, we usually arrive at the airport an hour early, and we're landing in Florida 2 hours later. And
I guess I could get behind that.
yeah,
The kids
yeah,
wanted to fly for Thanksgiving here, but we make too many stops. Like, we always stop along the way, and see our friends and
and see
with mom and
me.
dad. I'm not going to see you though, because we're only going to be there for like 10 hours.
I know. You've got to plan this a little better next
I
time.
know, I know. Cooper's gonna shoot um some footage at a game in Charlotte, and that's why we're hustling, and we are leaving after the kids get out of school. So we really don't have a lot of time
Yeah.
on this particular trip, but we're gonna come back around the holidays, around
Yes.
the Christmas holidays. Yeah. On a road trip, do you drive or does Jared drive?
Jared usually drives. Well, now that I have two other drivers as well, I rarely ever drive, honestly, because I'm a terrible driver. So my
You are
kids,
literally the worst driver I've ever been in the car with.
my kids don't like me to drive. They would rather drive than for me to drive.
I drove
So
30 straight hours. Not straight. I drove all the way to the beach and back with you because I did not want you to drive my car and my kids.
which is really unfair. I've only had one accident literally in the last like 10 years.
I don't feel like this is true.
It is true.
Didn't you just have an accident in a parking lot?
No.
Yes, you did. You hit somebody in a parking lot.
Okay, that was like right after Jaden was born 18 years ago, 20 years ago. And
Oh.
that was when I found out I needed glasses.
Oh my God. Oh, Lord have mercy.
No, I haven't hit anyone.
I like how you just put like, I've only had one accident in 10 years. I had 14 in the 8 years prior to that.
Stop. Okay, I had 2 accidents in the last 20 years. That's not horrible. Oh, wait.
That's
Well, I did have an accident recently, but it wasn't my fault. Someone rear-ended me.
oh my gosh. You okay. Is this 3? Are you gonna think about any more? Are there any that come to
Okay,
you?
but does it count if it's not your fault?
Yeah, it counts.
No, it doesn't count. What are you talking about? You
Okay.
can't help it if somebody hits you.
I suppose. I've never had any kind of accident.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was sitting at a dead standstill and somebody rammed into the back of my car. So it's very little to do that you can avoid that.
I guess this is true. This is true. I've only been in a car accident one time, and that was, I think it was one of our parents driving. Were you in the car then?
Yes, it was mom.
It was
Somebody rear-ended her.
in the station wagon.
Yes. Yep.
That the Swagger wagon. I mean, the station wagon is the original Swagger wagon.
Yeah,
I
it's
used to
the greatest car
love.
ever.
I used to love sitting in the reverse, like so much. You and Whitney rarely sat back there because y'all would probably puke.
I did get very car sick back there.
I used to like looking at people driving behind us, like just making it uncomfortable for them.
I have an aversion to red car seats since we had that car.
Why?
Anytime I see a car with red interior, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I cannot drive that car."
I don't. Do they even make cars with red interior anymore?
Yes. As a matter of fact, if you're like looking at cars that were like 2020, I feel like that's like the only color that they could get during the pandemic. So
Oh,
like I feel like 80% of the cars that were sold in 2020 had red interior.
fascinating. I have not seen a red interior car in a minute.
That's crazy. Yeah.
We had that Audi with the baseball glove interior. Remember that one?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, that was such a beautiful car. Yeah, but red, huh? Interesting. I did love that car. They probably they don't make oh my gosh, where does the word just go? That
Station
kind of
wagon?
station wagon. Oh my gosh. They don't make station wagons with the reverse seats anymore, do they?
No, not that I know of.
Probably because it's highly dangerous.
Yeah, I definitely think there's got to be some some form of danger back there.
We used to lay all the seats flat and sleep on the road trips
Yes.
in that car.
Yep.
Speaking of highly dangerous, we had like mattresses. We had the little potty. Remember the potty we had back there?
Yep.
Is that TMI? I remember like pulling over on the side of the road. I think it was just like Whitney really that used it because she was still really little.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was so funny. And then like, who thought it was okay to just have a little potty sitting there while we're trying to sleep? And then there's like a potty.
Oh, such funny memories.
Oh my gosh, do you think our kids are gonna look back and be like, our parents were freaks, like they did XYZ?
Oh, for certain. Yes. Yeah.
Uh,
Especially you, because you are like the road trip Nazi.
I just love a road trip. I used to drive all the time because we would leave during the workday and Billy would still be working. So he just like sit there, work away, and I would drive. And
Yeah.
this was before, definitely before like AirPods. So I don't know what I did for entertainment. I guess I just listened to the radio or whatever.
Yeah.
And then now I will just put one AirPod in, or actually, I don't even use the AirPod. I use the plug-in things because I'm smart like that. I'll just put in one of those and listen to a podcast or music or whatever. But oftentimes Billy will drive,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I like that. But
But you surprise me. Like, I feel like you're a lot like Dad when it comes to driving. Like, you don't mind being behind the wheel of a car for a long period of time. And I used to be like that. Like, I would put these kids in the car and drive all the way home to Pensacola from Columbus, Ohio on just drop of a hat, pack them up, head down there. But I don't do that anymore.
oh, I don't understand why. It's a good old time.
Yeah. I need
I
I need to
love
venture out more.
you do. I love like the snacks. What do I love about a road trip? I mean, I love the destination, but I like the snacks. I love the podcast. I love the music. I love the gas station coffee, as I mentioned. I don't know. I just like it a lot. And when we take off for a road trip, it's like an excitement. It's like in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation when they take off to go get the tree. It's just like, here we come, a watering along the streets of great, whatever that. I don't know the words of the song, but that's how I feel. I feel
Yeah.
so excited
Yeah. I still get excited about road trips too, or just any trips, plane trips, road trips, whatever.
all the trips.
But yeah. But no, I'm looking forward to taking a trip to North Carolina soon.
Yeah, girl. I'm so anxious to get there because I get like worried about how is the house doing while we're not there? Like,
Yeah.
is anything gone wrong? Is there water standing somewhere that it shouldn't be? Like, I get all stressed out about her,
Yeah.
but
I can see that.
I hope she's okay. I have like cameras all on the outside. And so sometimes I just turn on the camera to listen to the ocean and, I like just look, okay, it looks good there, looks good there. She's fine.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
good. So we leave on Friday, stop in Ohio, and then we're going to be chugging along to North Carolina. And the weather looks simply amazing. I can't wait. And I'm glad we're getting some really nice weather here this week. And then it's going to kind of drop off when we leave. So I know we're coming back to blustery weather, but I'm actually looking forward to a little bit of snow for Christmas. So bring on
Yes.
the snow. That's when a road trip is really suckage, and that's
Yeah.
in the bad weather.
Yes, definitely. We've had a couple times where we've gotten stopped. I remember trying to go home for Thanksgiving one year and we got stopped in Cincinnati for like 7 hours.
Oh my word. That happened to us on the way home from New York one year when we lived in, I think, Virginia. We were driving home from New York and it should have been like a 7-hour trip and it took like 16. It was horrible.
Wow.
And that is when I told Billy, I do not ever want a captain's chair in the back again because I can't sit back there with the babies. And like Lincoln was screaming, or someone was screaming. I guess it was Callan. And I was trying to like nurse him. And I was standing in the middle of the two captain's chairs, like leaning over his car seat, trying to
Oh my
be
god.
safe for the baby. Oh, it was horrible. And that's when we bought this car that I have now
Yeah.
because it has a bench seat. And now I can't wait to get rid of the bench seat for the captain's chairs.
Yes, that is definitely on my list for a new car as well. Have to have the captain's chairs.
Well, we have
Have you
like,
seen the new Lexus TX?
I have not.
Oh my gosh. It might be my demise of a car payment.
Is it an SUV?
Yeah, it's like their newest SUV, but it's kind of their like mid-size one. So I would say it would be comparable to the Pilot or the MDX.
So
Um,
too small for me.
Probably too small for you, but not too small for me.
All righty. Well, I'll have to go look at it.
Yes,
Um,
so beautiful.
you think that you could take an ultimate luxurious road trip in it?
Probably not, because I'm probably not gonna get it.
You know what was the ultimate road trip vehicle? Was Papa's van, the
Yes.
conversion van that
Yes.
had the tables in it.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, let's just be honest, there is no better road trip than a minivan.
I mean, I dream about a minivan sometime, and yeah, everyone has their big old sliding door. There's so much headroom, like it's so much taller.
Yeah.
All the trunk space. Sometimes I do think that would be a better choice for us. but there's no
Yeah.
way Billy will go for it.
Oh,
You know what I
yeah.
need is more cup holders. And I think the minivan provides that because minivans are designed by moms. I'm sure of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's no scientific proof to that, but I'm sure a minivan was designed by a mom.
Yeah. Yeah, they are pretty great.
Did you ever have
But
a minivan?
yeah, I
With
had 2 or 3.
2 or 3 minivans?
Yeah.
I don't remember this at all.
I had 2 Toyota Siennas.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I think before that I had just a Grand Caravan.
They're practical.
Um, do what?
Practical AF.
Yeah. But my favorite car to date has been my MDX, and that's why I'm having a difficult time getting rid of it.
Mm.
Maybe I just need to get another one. Call
Uh,
it a day.
I guess my favorite car today was probably my Yukon. I love feeling like way up high like that, like a big car.
Yeah.
Although I had a what was that orange SUV I had? A Nissan Armada.
Oh, yeah.
It was Texas orange and it was a nice car. I loved that. That was my first mom mobile.
Yeah.
So that was a good road trip vehicle. Billy got it stuck in the Mojave Desert once with mom and dad. I was so embarrassed. He was like, "Oh, look, this will be so fun." And then dad's like, "We're stuck, aren't we?" I'm like, "Yep." I don't know.
Oh,
We were
that's
driving from
hilarious.
Vegas to San Francisco.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Um, Dad riding in the car with anyone else driving is always funny. He
Yes.
does not let anyone drive.
No.
He loves driving. He used to drive buses for fun.
Yep. Tractor trailers for a little while.
He did?
Yeah.
When was that?
After we were both married.
Oh, he is like an interesting person. He has so many interests. And yeah, maybe I did get my love of road trips from him.
Yeah. Oh, I would definitely say that.
I really love the smell of diesel fuel, gasoline in general. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's from him. But yeah, I guess the road trips are definitely dad's thing, definitely my thing, and you're on the fence now.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I think the moral of the story is take the road trip.
You know what? We have taken so many road trips, and I think like it's kind of like childbirth. Like there are moments in the road trip that are horrible, but it's so worth it, and then you totally forget about the sucky parts.
Yeah.
Like my kids are actually looking forward to driving or to going to the beach. And last time when me and you drove home, all of our children were so miserable. And they were like fighting like siblings. I'm like, whoa, they never fight with each other. They're like yelling at each other. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is horrible.
But the trip was so great.
It was so great and it was so worth it. And they seem to have forgotten how horrible that last 2 hours of the trip. Me and you were fine. We were listening
Yeah.
to a 3 hour podcast. We were having like, that's what it is. Like, I just get like, oh, you know what I listened to last time I had to drive a lot was, oh my gosh, what is it called? It's like the murder crime, true crime.
Oh, that sounds fun.
You cannot fall asleep when you are trying to figure out if Donna is dead or not. You will not fall asleep behind the wheel if you are completely captured by a true crime podcast.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh my gosh, like heart's beating fast, hands are sweaty on the steering wheel. You were like gripping it, and it makes for a good road trip. Like hours and hours of sitting on the edge of your seat.
Well, that's good to know. I'm gonna have to put it in my list.
Yeah, find some true crime podcasts. Exceptional. Blah blah. I said exceptionable. It is exceptionable road trip material.
Oh,
Yep. All right. Well, speaking of, I guess I'm gonna go find me some more true crime actually because I had forgotten about it till just now. I'm gonna find some good reviewed ones to listen to this week.
there you go. You
Yeah,
got the trip coming up.
maybe we should share some true crime podcasts to our stories.
Yep, that'll be fun.
I don't want to hear like weird gory stuff. Like none of that. Just like suspenseful.
Yes. I
Yeah.
don't like super scary stuff.
I don't either. Like, I don't want to hear anything that's going to keep me up at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also really enjoy listening to ridiculous podcasts like comedy ones.
Yes, I do too.
This podcast is great for a road trip because it's a whole lot of nothing about everything. A whole lot of everything about nothing. Either way you look
Um,
at it, take us on your Thanksgiving road trip.
yes, you're gonna wanna hear them all.
Yes. And we will not be here next week because we are on Thanksgiving break. I'm so excited.
That's right,
Not so
and then
excited to not podcast. I'm so excited for Thanksgiving break.
yeah, and then when we get back, we're gonna be talking about some popular Christmas gifts.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Yes, and I think we should do our Q&A that I think we said we're going to do last week and we didn't do it. So over the Christmas season, sometime December, we are going to do an episode of Q&A. So we'll put up
Yeah,
a box and have you guys ask questions, and that'll be coming up.
sounds good.
But I guess we better let these people go.
Yep, we hope we've helped you get over the hump. Have a great week.
Bye, y'all.